What if someone was controlling your thoughts, influencing your choices, and shaping your behavior without you ever noticing? The truth is, manipulation is often invisible. The most dangerous manipulators don't threaten people. They don't force people. Instead, they quietly influence emotions and decisions from the shadows. Today you'll discover 7 warning signs that reveal when someone is secretly manipulating you. The earlier you recognize these signs, the harder you become to control. The first sign is guilt manipulation. This is one of the oldest psychological tricks because it works surprisingly well on kind and caring people. A manipulator knows that if they can make you feel guilty, they can often control your actions without needing to argue or fight. You may find yourself constantly apologizing, even when you've done nothing wrong. Over time, guilt becomes your automatic response. Instead of taking responsibility for their own behavior, manipulators redirect the blame and place the emotional burden on you. The moment you start feeling responsible for everything, even things outside your control, manipulation has already begun. The second sign is playing the victim. Some people have mastered the art of making themselves look innocent in every situation. No matter what happens, they always find a way to present themselves as the person who suffered the most. Even when they make mistakes, they shift attention away from their actions and toward their emotions. As a result, people stop questioning them and begin protecting them instead. That's exactly what the manipulator wants. The third sign is isolation. Manipulators understand that controlling one person is much easier than controlling an entire group. That's why they slowly create distance between you and the people who genuinely care about you. They may criticize your friends, question your family's intentions, or convince you that nobody understands you except them. The more isolated you become, the more dependent you become on the manipulator, and that's where their real power begins. The fourth sign is the silent treatment. Instead of discussing problems openly, manipulators use silence as a weapon. At first it may seem harmless, but silence can create confusion, anxiety, and emotional pressure. You begin wondering what you did wrong. You replay every conversation in your mind searching for answers. Eventually, many people apologize simply to end the discomfort, even when they did nothing wrong. The fifth sign is gaslighting. This is one of the most powerful forms of psychological manipulation. Gaslighting happens when someone makes you question your own memory, judgment, or perception of reality. You clearly remember what happened, yet they insist that it never happened at all. The goal is simple. If you stop trusting yourself, you become easier to influence and control. Over time, victims of gaslighting begin relying on the manipulator to tell them what is true. And that is exactly the level of dependence the manipulator wants to create. The sixth sign is conditional kindness. Their kindness comes with invisible strings attached. They are warm, supportive, and generous when things go their way. But the moment you disagree with them, their behavior suddenly changes. Affection becomes a reward, approval becomes a tool, and kindness becomes a method of control. They train people to seek validation by giving and withholding attention at the right moments. And before long, people begin changing their behavior just to keep that approval. The seventh sign is the destruction of your confidence. A confident person is difficult to control. An insecure person is much easier. That's why manipulators often attack your self-esteem little by little instead of all at once. They make small comments about your abilities, your appearance, your decisions, or even your intelligence. Each comment seems harmless by itself, but over time, the damage begins to accumulate. Slowly you begin doubting yourself, and once self-doubt appears, manipulation becomes easier. The less you trust your own judgment, the more likely you are to trust theirs. Now look at these signs together. Guilt, victimhood, isolation, silence. Gaslighting, conditional kindness, destroyed confidence. Alone, each sign may seem harmless. Together, they form a powerful system of control. Most manipulators don't reveal their intentions immediately. They work slowly and patiently. By the time many people notice what's happening, the manipulation has already influenced their decisions. The good news is that manipulation loses power the moment you recognize it. Awareness creates distance, distance creates clarity, and clarity creates freedom. The more you understand human behavior, the harder it becomes for others to control your mind. Knowledge is more than information. It is protection against deception. And the strongest defense against manipulation is learning to trust your own mind. The moment you recognize